Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope everybody's doing well. It's a bright, sunny day in eastern Kentucky, and the birds are having so much fun. You can see them running around. They're into their mating dance mode. So now what they do is they chase each other, 10, 15, 20 minutes. They fly onto the roofs. It's pretty hilarious to watch them. It's not so hilarious when they're still doing it at 9 p.m. as they did last night. But I know that I have been somewhat absent from speaking or creating a video of my own since I went into town, although I was still in a lot of pain then, because the criminals have been radiating my shoulder blades, my shoulder, the middle of my back, my hips, my hands, my wrists, and they are definitely trying to disable me. But you little effers out there, you little controllers with your joysticks and your little weenies behind the boards there, you little mommy's basement dwellers and organized stalkers and CIA agent provocateurs and fusion center operatives. You're organized crime. And you will pay for all the crimes that you commit against innocent people. And let's just give a shout out to the organized crime unit, the Thin Blue Line Cult in the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department. Shout out to Thomas Mantle. Yeah, he was promoted from a lieutenant when I lived there to a captain. And the captain niece was promoted to the chief of police after the former criminal, alcoholic chief of police Michael Fountain, who labels his own police officers enemies of the state and harasses single divorced women living alone, retired. He should actually have retired to prison. Why am I giving a shout out to the criminals in the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department? They have a ton of money. Do you have any idea how much money funnels into that department between federal grants and taxpayer dollars? Yes, and they get paid to trail your teenagers as they're driving down into Englishtown. They will trail right behind their vehicles to cause them to either pull over and let them pass or speed up and then get trapped in a traffic ticket. That's their little organized crime network there. Oh, and if you stop at a stop sign and you don't stop completely, let's say it's a little bit rolling, there's always a copper waiting at that corner to give you a ticket. I don't know, a police officer friend of mine calls it a cheap ticket. I guess that's all they do is cheap tickets. They don't really fight any real crime over there. They create it to keep their jobs. Sort of like getting rid of a few of those coppers and setting up a security system, security company, and have some of those organized crime criminals monitoring your security systems that you pay for with your money. But with your tax dollars, you too can have it set up by the Manalapan Police Department. Why am I giving another shout out to them? Because in 2018, as I'm walking down my driveway, their agent provocateur, criminal informant that lives at 54 Sutton Drive in Manalapan, walked out of her house to harass me and then call the police on me. And when I provided them with the evidence against my neighbor for them harassing me, sending me a threat letter, literally in writing, and vandalizing my property, they didn't include any of that evidence and labeled on my police report, incident report, all the lies that she said about me, included none of my evidence, and labeled me in 2018 a terror threat for walking on my driveway. On my own driveway. I never crossed onto her property. I was on my driveway. Yes. And actually, my painter at the time, who stole $4,000 from me, Jonathan, Joe, also known as John or Jonathan Plummer, Plummer, who lives in Howell, stole $4,000 from me. He was part of their little organized crime provocateur network. So he's the one that actually called me to talk to him at the mailbox. And he was the one who said, hey, look at that, your neighbor just walked out. I said, yeah, well, she's always harassing me. But she's the one that harassed me. And he was part of it by calling me to the mailbox to have a chat with me. So Jonathan Plummer, who stole my $4,000, and then suddenly you got an engagement ring for your girlfriend provocateur. You know where you're going. And just for the record, the Manalapan Police Department never jotted that incident report. Instead, when I reported it, December 10, 2018, they decided they were going to call Tina Booth from the Monmouth PES, who I've never met before in my life. I've never had a negative psychological evaluation. I'm probably the most psychologically sound person you could ever meet in your life, even in spite of all the harassment I've received. Okay? So Tina Booth comes along because Thomas Mantle called her. They had it all set up to discredit me. And I guess he got his little promotion and the money and the grants that they needed funding for the Manalapan, New Jersey Police Department crooks, the Thin Blue Line cult. And for anybody listening to this, hashtag Manalapan, hashtag New Jersey, hashtag police that lived within walking distance of my residence and my house ended up selling to one of their creepos. They're all in on it. Why would a cop want to buy the house of a targeted person unless it was that spectacular? Yeah. So anyway, here's some more news. I encourage everybody, but I encourage you when Mercury goes direct after April 25. I encourage everybody to create at least one video of your targeting. You don't have to use your face. I also encourage you to create an account for the town you live in and call it whatever the town is, uncensored. And I encourage you to post all of the criminal information about your neighbors, all the harassment, and your photos and all of that stuff. Vandalism, not your physical body images. All the vandalism, police reports that are not reported. I encourage you to report all the crimes that are taking place against you that are not being recorded by your police department. And I have created a Facebook page called My City Uncensored. And I do that because I want all the people that are not involved to know what's going on here and how corrupt it is and how the organized crime networks run rampant here. I did the same thing in Manalapan, New Jersey. I mean, I hid the page. I don't know, I might have deleted it. I had the Manalapan, New Jersey uncensored page because they were censoring information from regular people. And you want to know why? Because the people that created their original Manalapan page were real estate agents. They were trying to get business. So they didn't want you to post anything that they didn't want you to post. And I want to give a shout out to Weeping Willow. Please subscribe to her. She doesn't post a lot of videos, but whenever she does, they're quite valuable. And thank you for the information on detoxing. I do detox a lot. I take chlorella, CHLORELLA. They're little green tablets. Spirulina, cyprylic acid. These are all things that if you have Morgellons or any kind of nanotechnology in your body to take. I stuck like 4 cups of eucalyptus Epsom salt and baking soda in my bathtub, and I sat there for 40 minutes. But my back is still killing me because they are radiating my back. There's nothing wrong with my back. I'll go to sleep feeling a little bit better and wake up always worse. Even though I sleep on a gel mattress and a water pillow, they are radiating me, and I could prove it because I'll go to sleep. The temperature of my feet will be around 74 to 76 degrees, and I wake up, the temperature on my feet without socks, 97 degrees. Oh, and I want to give a shout out to my organized crime neighbor, the agent provocateur, you know, the big mouth blondie. If I catch you photographing my property again, you little loser girl, you will be all over the internet again. I'm just looking for a new viral video. So come on down. I'm looking for a new viral video. Hey, you, Scarlett, come on down. I need a new viral video. The neighbors, everybody, my subscribers love watching your content. So you start photographing the workers on my property again, you little loser girl, you will go viral. You are messing with the wrong woman here. Just giving you a shout out. Giving a shout out to all the criminals on the block. Yeah, the criminal informants at 54 Sutton Drive in Manalapan. Steve and Vicky, who moved across the street to steal, literally steal the house. They were destroying this house of this retired couple who attempted to renovate the exterior. And they hired a criminal to reduce the cost of that residence. They got that residence for a steal. Just a steal. And that's the way they do it in Manalapan, New Jersey. They're real estate whores. Real estate mobbing whores. So yes, I have been getting a lot of physical attacks to my body, my back. And I received a text message today from a targeted female, a whistleblower. I've posted about her before. A really bad attack on her back. It almost looks like her stomach, but I think it's because she is leaning over and I'm seeing a curvature. I will be posting that photo soon. It's horrific. And they count on you not being able to photograph your back. Just the way they counted on me not being able to photograph the blister under my gum because I'm one person holding up a light, a camera, and holding my gum cheek backs to photograph it. They are counting on you not photographing the damages to your body that could only be done by an external source. So yes, I encourage you to create a Facebook page. I encourage you to create some social media with the name of your town uncensored and post information on fusion centers, gang stalking, community harassment, and how it is funded. And you can feel free to share any information from my channel. You don't have to mention my name. You can re-download it, especially the TikTok videos. They're not mine. All creative content goes back to the original owner. They're not monetized. So yeah, let's give a shout out to all the criminal informants. Hey, little loser girl, come on down so we could photograph you. Start photographing my workers again, you'll be going viral. Yeah, you could go run to the county lawyer. Oh, look at my new photo. Oh, they're cutting her grass. So anyway, we'll give a shout out to Vioral Serb for writing this book. And I just want to say that I have not been receiving any of his notifications, even though I'm subscribed and receive the notifications. Haven't been receiving any notifications from Vioral. But this is the book that he wrote. It's a very interesting book, but I'm going to read you a little bit from this book here, okay? This is just my bookmark. I used my birthday card from last year as a bookmark. Here. Remote neural monitoring. Let's see, get a photo of a little. Here's Zoomy. Zoomy, want to say hi? Zoomy! Look at him. He's so funny. Remote neural monitoring, RNM, is a form of functional neuroimaging claimed to have been developed by the National Security Agency, the NSA, that is capable of extracting your EEG data from the human brain at a distance with no contacts or electrodes required. You hear the plane above? Listen. It's April 18, 2024. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please hit the thumbs up. Helps the channel grow. Welcome newcomers. It is further claimed that the NSA has the capability to decode this data to extract sub-vocalizations and visual and auditory data. For those of you who are not aware of what a sub-vocalization is, imagine yourself reading a book. Right? You're reading a book. You're seeing the words on the page. And as you're reading, in your mind's eye, you are repeating the words. That is a sub-vocalization. Sub-vocalization is if you are thinking and you are formulating something that you're going to do, like in the future. That is a sub-vocalization. This is an invasion of privacy. No one has permission to record your sub-vocalizations and your thought process. In effect, it allows access to a person's thoughts without their knowledge or permission. It has been alleged that various organizations have been using remote neural monitoring on the U.S. and other citizens for surveillance and harassment purposes. The source is https://www.greatdreams.com/rnm.htm. Now he has a very unique way of writing this book. So he recommends some videos here. And what he does is he uses the UPC code. So this is gang stalking, do sonic, low frequency weapons, mind control, behavior control, patents review. This actually brings you to YouTube. Gang stalking technology, everything you need to know. So you can scan that. This is a patent that was filed in 1998. 1998. Dream manipulation. Dream management, dream manipulation, or induced dreams is done to reprogram the target's subconscious mind. Like, how dare they? I'm just going to say something about the subconscious. Okay? This is absolutely a criminal act. There has been historic research on inventors who have been working on technology, on a method, one of which was the sewing machine. Singer did not invent the sewing machine. Elijah Howe invented the sewing machine. It wasn't Singer. Singer stole the idea. And what happened was he couldn't figure out a really good method of engaging the needle with the thread to pull it through. He was thinking about it consciously, couldn't figure out how. He goes to sleep, and in his subconscious, when all the noise is quieted out and you're at rest, in his subconscious, in his dream life, He saw the way to do it. And then he was able to create it through his subconscious thoughts and his dream life. Throughout history, greatest inventors have solved problems through their dreams and through their subconscious while at sleep. And these criminals have stolen your intellectual property. They've stolen your dreams. They have stolen and hacked your subconscious. And not only have they stolen what you have created, they have implanted false memories, false information. They have hacked you as a person, your subconscious. What you own, they have stolen from you. I don't remember any of my dreams anymore. And I had precognitive dreams my whole life, even as a child. And they have stolen them to figure out what my next move is going to be, to counter me, because they're losers. They can't fight any one of you or me one-on-one without their technology. They can't. They have a zero, nothing. So how to identify an induced dream? I will explain it based on personal experience. We all watch movies and videos, and we all remember them clearly for the next few days. The same can be said about induced dreams. You will remember the dream that you were watching, like watching a movie in which you are the actor and the spectator at the same time. The most frightening part is that you do not have control over what you say or do. When and if you do not know yourself and realize that something is going on and that the reaction or a sentence is not something you would say or do, and you try to take over your mind-body, you will wake up. That's one way how you can identify an induced dream. Note, if you mention induced dreams to anyone, you might end up being diagnosed as suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Gang stalkers have a mental disorder on the psychiatry book for many of their tactics and techniques. Well, I'm going to tell you flat out, and I'm just going to say that this is for educational purposes only. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have 2 degrees in psychology, both with honors. It has nothing to do with the fact that I have 3 certifications in human resources. My neighbors are malignant narcissists. They are addicts, and one is psychotic. They are fucking inbreds. They are inbreds, and I'm going to tell you how that's a problem. Okay, think about the deletes. I call them deletes. They all marry within their own, and they're all sick, psychotic lunatics. They're controlling the world. So I watched a YouTube. It was excellent, by the way. You really need to check it out. 60 Minutes. Animals. That's all the title is, animals. They literally talking about the extinction of certain animal species and capturing them and breeding them. But no, they don't want to just breed the ones that they capture, because while they're breeding them, the gene pool is not diversifying. They actually set up an animal matchmaking database that goes out to the entire country. Yeah. And they've got to match their orangutan, their ostrich, their koala bear with the perfect genetic match to diversify that they will have the most intelligent species that proliferate. This is a a fact. This is happening. They want to recreate the best species. Why do you think they're tracking you and I? Why do they think they want your DNA? They don't want your neighbor's friggin' DNA. They're tools. They're going to be getting rid of them because they know too much. That's the way it works in the mafia. I don't know. That's the way it was when I grew up. You know, I lived around the mafia. I knew them personally. I did. And when you know too much, they get rid of you after they've used you. They're not going to pay you all that money for nothing. They want that money back. But these people are so stupid. So anyway, yes, this is a animal breeding program across the country. They want the best DNA to reproduce in the animal kingdom, especially if they're in captivity. They don't want them doing it with the same lion over and over again. They want to bring the best lion in from Ohio, let's say. And they'll introduce each other to each other, and they'll have the most beautiful little kitten lionesses and stuff. This is true story. 60 Minutes. Watch it on animals. The negative side of that is they're actually giving birth control to some of the animals. We won't go into that. That's for another day. So anyway, yes, so if you mention induced dreams to anyone, you might end up being diagnosed as suffering from PSTD because the gang stalkers, you know, the community harassment losers, the community-based agent who works with the fusion centers to steal your data and concoct the slander campaign against you. Sort of like the thin blue line cult of the Manalapan Police Department labeled me a cat lady in an incident report. How would they even know that I had one cat? I never mentioned that to them. There isn't any specific method that you can use to gather evidence on this. I couldn't find any method. If anyone knows how, let us know. The same method is used to record V2K might work to record induced dreams. This is just my theory. It might work, it might not work. So induced paranoia, every time a TI has this inner voice, mind reading, remote neural monitoring, what the technology can do is to clone your inner voice, beam it back to you via voice to skull, and make you believe that's your inner voice or thoughts, and make you think that the idea thought is your own. This is very dangerous stuff. And one example would be that the gang stalkers will implant a visual or audio memory in your brain. Just think about, like, if you're thinking about something out of the blue over and over and over again, they're doing that to you. The visual or audio memory can be implanted in your brain via social media. Here you go. Via social media. A conversation you had with somebody, a stranger, passing by, saying certain things. They will make up scenarios and beam those scenarios into your brain via voice to skull, as if it's your inner voice. Or what they'll do, what they can do, if you don't get V2K, if you get the severe tinnitus and you're constantly put to sleep with radio frequencies, they'll do it while you're put to sleep. So now that pickup truck drove down to the corner there, but it didn't go down the block. So what it will probably do, it's going to turn and do a U-turn. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so they might add fear or panic frequencies to the V2K to make you feel agitated, panic, or confused. If you feel agitated, panic, or confused, and you cannot control your mind, you're being mind controlled. It's time to get your measuring devices and start getting some evidence. Forced speech. I've experienced this. I experienced it, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. It's really horrible. By Robert Duncan. So the way you experience it, B, I guess, is like Tourette's syndrome. Almost like you can't control what's coming out of your mouth. I don't know. I've lived with that my whole life, guys. I'm sorry. No, that's not true. I can control what comes out of my mouth. I just don't want to. I don't want to. When I have it in my mind to say something about something, I'm just going to damn say it. And if I don't want to speak, I am not going to say a word. According to my mom, it's not what's in your thought process, but you're speaking somebody else's verbiage. And yes, it does take a long time for that to usually occur, because remember, your brain has been mapped out. And that means also, like, the younger you are, when you become targeted, this is likely very easy or easier for them to control than when you're an old lady like me, when they start doing this to me in my, my early 50s? Yeah, I guess in my early 50s, maybe my late 40s. So if they're doing this to you as a teenager or in your 20s or 30s, it is going to be easier for them to hack your brain. So they've mapped out your audio cortex. You're cloned with another person or machine, and so pretty soon the brain will bypass your cerebral cortex and be able to shoot out vocabulary that you have no intention of saying. And it's like, I hate to say it, but it's pretty common with most TIs. So now he recommends a video, a Robert Duncan video, on how forced speech is done. He says you could listen at 14:52 to listen to it. And here, let's see. I don't know if can you see that, guys? This is YouTube, gang stalking technology, everything you need to know. Gang stalkers use tactics when the TIs meet new people and are having important conversations. For instance, the TI is going on a date. The TI is meeting potential business, a partner, a client, a job interview. The TI is having serious conversation about an important topic. This tactic is used to make the TIs look dumb, crazy, say incriminating things, and make TIs look mentally unstable. These tactics are also used on TIs' relatives. It's used to make them say things that they wouldn't say, such as trigger words for TIs. So I'm going to end there because I'm sitting and it's actually hurting my back and my shoulders. They have done a number totally radiating my back. I spent, I don't know, a couple of hours like massaging my back. I've got one of those back massagers, and it was helping a little bit, and I ended up falling asleep and then taking a shower, and then I go to sleep and wake up on my gel mattress and water pillow, and I am radiated all over again. They are insidious criminals. They are trying to disable me, but don't worry, little effers. You did the same thing to me when I lived at 52 Sutton Drive in Manalapan. While I was moving, packing, they hit my right arm so that I couldn't even hold a pen. I had to hire the movers to pack for me. And I'm going to tell you flat out that the only boxes that were not intercepted or opened by these criminals, the Freemasons, the feds, whoever it is that is going through my stuff, the only boxes they did not open were the ones that I packed myself. You want to know why? Not only did I pack them tightly inside, but I taped the entire box. Front, back, sides, corners, underside. I taped every box. Those are the only boxes they did not open when I moved from New Jersey to Kentucky. So you notice the white car just disappeared. She probably went up the block to see the other gang stalker. You know, the one that did the zoomies down the county road. You know, they're all in it. All the criminals, the little organized crime network, they're all in on it together. They've got to get their little gift card, their little check mark. Let me just give a shout out because I'm looking for my next viral video. So please, neighbor, come on down and start photographing me. Start harassing my workers again. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there. And my roosters, you have to understand, somebody commented on my roosters yapping. I have more than one rooster. I have 7 roosters. It wasn't my plan. See, you got stereo rooster. I've got one to the left. I've got a couple to the right. And they all want to exert their dominance. They all think they are the boss. You know, these are roosters. They're guys. So I've got Henry. Henry's the oldest rooster. He's also the biggest. And then you got Snowden blowing the whistle over there. And then you got Tina Turner. Tina, you all named Tina when we thought Tina was a girl, a hen. But I never changed his name, and he's a rooster. He doesn't crow as much as the other guys. But yeah, so I've got 7 roosters. I should not have more than 3. But I don't have a heart to like eat them and stuff like that. You know, that's what people do with roosters. They off them. I have given some roosters away to people that wanted a rooster. And I have actually sold 2 roosters. But, you know, I can't help what my hens lay. This is why sometimes when they're laying eggs and wanting to hatch them, I'm so excited to have baby chicks. Like, I love watching them raise the chicks. And then at a couple of months old, you start seeing these change. And it's like, oh, damn, it's a rooster, you know. And what are you going to do? Like, you fall in love with them as chicks. And then they turn into a rooster. But anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. Here comes Miss Kitty. Kitty, you want to say hi? Huh? You want to say hello? I did not name her, by the way. She was named by somebody else. You want to say hello? Say, I'm a calico. I'm from New York. Yeah, I'm from New York City. And Miss Kitty belonged to a targeted guy who I thought was going to stay here for a while. And he turned out to be a perp and a liar. He had an addiction problem, and I kicked him off. And he didn't take his cats with him, so I've got his little girl here. And then the other cats they killed. They killed the other cat, Rex. They killed Rex. But anyway, I'm going to sign off from now. Get something to drink. Hit the thumbs up. I appreciate every one of you, and thank you so much for all of your comments and questions. Good stuff, good information. And I will talk to you soon. Please just send some prayers my way for this back, neck, shoulder pain to disappear, because it's extremely debilitating, and I can't even walk around and stand straight because it's now hitting me everywhere. And then they're hitting my arms and shoulders. Yeah, so just like they did when I was moving, they hit my right arm. But that's okay, losers. I will be moving, and it won't be in the state of Kentucky. I'll be gone, gone, gone. So you're going to have to share your income and start all over again.